What's going on? Popzer here with another beautiful build. Real quick, I want to start by saying that the second I saw the Chieftain Ascendancy rework, I knew the perfect skill to use with this damage over time archetype. Yup, crit-based Spark. I always wanted to make a build around the Nebulis Sceptre, but never got the chance, and so I decided that tonight was that right time. There are probably a million different ways to build around the Sceptre, but when I saw the reworked Chieftain's Ascendancy node, the Laco Storms, I immediately thought it would pair up well with the Nebulis Sceptre, especially on a budget. I'm sure there are better ascendancies for this type of build, but with negative 15 chaos in my bank account and wanting to try the ascendancy out for myself finally, I went to work. I knew with all the resources available in the game plus tattoos that I could easily achieve 90 all res. How did I go about it? Go ahead, treat yourself to some popcorn, because I'm about to throw down some info at ya. I started by grabbing the max fire res tattoo and placing it on my passive tree. I then slapped the Warrior's Tail jewel right next to it to make it feel good, make it feel special, make it want to camp out for the summer. I then grabbed some max fire res on my boots to protect me from any potential lava that I might run into. Plus 7 from Purity of Fire was a must to quench my fiery thirst, as the aura rejuvenates me, not literally. And lastly, plus 5 max fire res naturally from the passive tree, yes, a must. With the introduction of tattoos, it's been fun coming up with ways to incorporate them into the passive tree. With this build, I was originally going to have plus 2 max fire res tattoos on the tree, but I decided against it since I could go another cheaper route, but I'll talk about that later on. This build feels fairly tanky, and it is, except versus physical damage. Kind of ironic, I know, since we're a marauder, but this build is fairly versatile in that if you want a bit more defenses, you can get, for example, Determination Aura in place of maybe, Zealotry or Wrath Aura, perhaps. Maybe even go the old Arctic Armor and Herald route. I thought about trying to get a lot of regen for defensive purposes on this build, but I decided to just throw down on Watcher's Eye with Life Leech instead. But trying to go for more regen is a decent way to go, and there are other ways to get Leech, such as a Glove Implicit if you have a different setup from mine, or you could even go Cluster Jewels for Life Leech. The neat thing about Chieftain is his other Ascendancy nodes, which are quite useful. Hinekora's Death's Fury being pretty good at helping with clear with nice explosions, and Arohongui Moon's Presence being great at distracting bosses and tough rares that need to be taunted. Overall, super happy how this build turned out, and besides the gloves that were 5 divines, the rest of the gear was quite cheap. After messing around in POB, I realized that the gloves are not even necessary for a build like this. You could just use a regular 6-link in your chest and have similar damage, maybe even slightly more, depending on which chest you choose. The only thing you would be missing is that faster projectile gem support, which is a very nice quality of life. I'm not gonna lie, alright? But again, not a necessity. Let's go over the gear. We'll start with the amulet, because I've been hanging on to it since day 2 of the league. Yes, eye level 77. Yep, SSF viable. No, seriously though, when I found this, I knew I had to make a build with it. While using it for a bit on this build and running Syndicate, I got the random tier 2 talisman transformation craft, so of course, without looking at the possible outcomes or doing any kind of research, I just slapped it in there and hit the transform button. And when I got the Pierce Corrupt, I nearly dropped to my knees. Yeah, I was sitting down, but yeah, it's metaphorical, okay? Dang, what luck. Much wow. Like, what are the chances? I don't know, maybe 1 in 2. I honestly don't know, but I know it ain't no replica Dragon Ami for the plus 3 to Spark or Ashes of the Stars, but it's pretty dang neat and kind of unique. Like unique, but not like unique, you know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Alright, 2 Nebulis, got this one for 50 chaos, and this one for 20 chaos. They were just practically giving it away, alright? Yoinked this chest from my previous build. Helm, Heat Shiver, but of course. Rings, 2x Brotherhoods. Conversion, nice. And gloves is where my Spark is socketed in. As you can see, the links right here. Belt with Chaos Res. Boots with that +1 to Fire Res. You can get +2 if you got the Muns and you upgrade enough. And now, the tree. I got the +1 Max Fire Tattoo right here. And I was planning on putting another one right there until I decided to craft my boots and throw +1 to all res. When I say throw, I mean select. Right here, thanks to reserving my lifeage. The other plus max fire is right here on this life node, and then this little cluster right here. If you want to focus a bit more on life regen, you could grab this cluster right here, maybe even put a life regeneration tattoo right here, which would then subsequently let you put maybe, oh, I don't know, max fire res right here. Yeah, nice. Like I said, quite flexible, super fun, highly recommend. If you're struggling, if you want to try it, if you have any questions, what am I doing tomorrow, for example? Oh, I don't know, making another build for you. That's what. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another beautiful video. Scrap.